Hi there, Vanessa Webb, Stampin' Up Demonstrator Australia here. Today I am creating a card using the beautiful hand-penned suite of products, and you'll find that on page 104 and 105 of the brand new catalogue. There it is there. I've got some lovely samples that you can use for inspiration on those pages, but one important thing to note is that the bundle with the stamps, the hand-pen petal stamps and the penned flowers dies are a 10% off bundle. And it also is a suite, so you can get the whole collection of products, including the designer series paper and the genial gems, which are pictured there. And there's one item code for that. A lot of our new suites are actually a lot cheaper than previous suites. There's less products in them, so you can get a whole bunch of coordinating products without outlaying too much. So here's our card that we're making today, and it features some of the beautiful papers as well as some background stamps, which I've used from another stamp set, and I'll bring that in a second. Also using the double oval punch and some of our gorgeous new shimmery vellum cardstock, which comes in all of the new in colours. And we're also just adding some genial gems. I added them into the middle of the flowers to finish my card off. So here's how I made my card. I've got a card base of pale papaya, and I'm using a stamp from the Elegantly Said stamp set, which is this one here. The flowers, the spray of flowers. It's a fairly solid looking stamp, and it's a rubber stamp, but it makes a really nice feature or a background. And because this card is featuring some flowers, I thought they're similar enough in style to the flowers on the hand pen petal suite to create a really nice background. So I'm just inking up my stamp in my pale papaya and stamping it just in those two corners diagonally opposite each other. Alrighty, so the next layers I've actually already cut out with the contours, scalloped contours dies, and they are actually from another bundle of products called the Colour and Contour Bundle, and that's featuring some flowers as well. There's lots of new flowers in this catalogue. You can never have too many flowers, right? The main features of these are that they are scalloped, but they're stitched scallops, so they put the stitching around the inside of your rectangle. They also feature a scallop border die, which is fabulous for creating a border along the edge of a card, or you could use it with some designer series paper. There's a couple of other dies that cut out the flowers in the matching stamp set. So I'm just using the dies. I've used these with a lot of different designs since I got them because they make really great backgrounds on cards. And I'm going to adhere these flat onto the card just using some of our Tombow glue. So I'll put this one here, that panel there, and then the contrasting panel, which is the other side of the DSP in garden green. That's the colour, the green colour that features in this designer series paper, which is just beautiful. All right, so I've already pre-cut and popped those on my card. The next layer is, if I bring my card in again, you'll see some stamped flowers. Now I'm picking up the colours that are already in the DSP. If you're ever stuck for what colours to use with a stamp set, look at the coordinating DSP, designer series paper in the suite, and that will give you some hints and tips. So this one features Misty Moonlight for some of the leaves and a spray of flowers. The pale papaya, which is my background as well. And as I said, the green is the garden green colour. We're going to be stamping some of these without re-inking, just to give a softer shade of the same colour. And I'll show you what I mean. So I've got my outline stamp. I'm going to stamp in the basic grey. and that is the large spray of flowers in the hand penned petals. And you'll notice that this is a two-step stamp. So we've got an outline and we've got some flowers that we use for the infill in all of these line art stamps. So it's a two-step stamp set, and just to create a bit of a softer look, I'm stamping my background, sorry, I'm stamping my outline in basic grey. So you can see that's a lovely, lovely soft effect. It doesn't give you a harsh line, and it still gives you enough of an outline to know where to put your infill stamps. So my pale papaya, I'm going to use the larger of the infill stamps, which is this one. And these are not exact. So what you can do is you can stamp one and then twist it a little bit and stamp it again, just to give a bit of a softer look to your infill. And it gives it a bit of a watercoloured look, is how I would describe it. Here's the middle-sized flower, and I'm going to do the same with this flower. Just stamp it and then twist it again and stamp it again, just to give you a softer look. You're not going for an exact infill where all the lines are nice and neat. You're going for a hand-drawn, maybe hand-painted look. For the smaller flowers, I've got the Misty Moonlight, and again, I'm going to stamp it once or twice just inside that infill, just inside that line. And with these ones, we've got two that go in at once. So I'm just going to stamp those ones, and then without re-inking, I'm going to come up here and stamp the others. So you see you've got a lot of light and shade happening with these darker colours. Garden green is what I'm using for my, my leaves. And I'm just going to move this leaf up a little bit to show you where I'm stamping it. I've got one leaf here and another one here without re-inking, and you've got two shades of the same colour, garden green. And then with the larger leaf, just one more little one here. With the larger leaves, I'm going to switch over. There's actually two different size leaves, one small and one large there. And I'm just going to ink up my larger leaf and do the same in the larger infills. So you've got a lot of movement. It feels like there's a light breeze blowing through a beautiful bouquet of flowers or wildflowers. And you can see that when that is cut out with the die, you get a nice neat look, but nothing is too precise. So that's the look that we're going for. On the back, I'm going to put some dimensionals, and I've got about 4 of these, I think, on the back of my original, just to support it a little bit. And we are going to pop it up on the card so that it goes across the 2 different rectangles background. And then that leaves us a little bit of room down the bottom for our greeting. The greeting is also stamped, the thanks is also stamped in the basic grey, and I've got a nice large piece of white cardstock here. Gives me a lot to hold on to. And the double oval punch is what we're using. So we want to actually use that small oval. Turn your punch over so that you can see exactly where you are punching it out. And if your greeting's not quite in the right spot, just tear it along the edge so that it fits snugly in the punch and you can actually capture the whole word. And for the surround, I'm just going to use a little bit of the Pale Papaya Shimmery Vellum cardstock. Punch that out. You'll just see a little bit of that around the edge. And I'm going to use my glue, so it will be mounted up a little bit on the card with dimensionals, and you will see a bit of a shadow then behind the vellum, and that really sets it off as well. So you can hide your dimensionals just by keeping them nice and close where the cardstock is on the other side, and then pop this down a little bit like that. You can see I've actually twisted my flowers. I've got my flowers going the opposite way on here, which is fine. They both look great. And the finishing touch, of course, is some of our genial gems. I'm going to do a mix of the green and also maybe a little bit of, oops, the gold. Pop a gold one in the middle of that large blue one. 3 always looks better than 2. 5 always looks better than 4. And there you have it. Very simple card using all of the elements in that gorgeous suite of products. That is available in my online store right now. You can go and browse and shop any of the new products from our beautiful new annual catalogue. And I'll be back with more a little bit later on. Thanks so much for watching.